Just as blocks are what makes up a house, so also cells are the building blocks of every human being, everything that has life. There is what we call the zones of life. Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Faforlife Head Talk series. If you're yet to subscribe, like and follow our channel, now is the time to do so. So I bring you good news that you cannot refuse. As humans, I want you to understand that there are some certain things we must know in order for us to practice health better. I want to share with us stem cells. The question is, what are stem cells? Stem cells have some properties by which we can recognize them. One is cell differentiation. They have the ability to differentiate. What I mean here is they have the ability to transform, that is, change from one form to another. They also have the ability to regenerate. That is another property. It means the ability for these cells to duplicate or replicate exactly themselves. These are the building blocks of every human being. Just as blocks are what makes up a house, so also cells are the building blocks of every human being, everything that has life. Now, cell is the basic unit of life. So, knowing fully well that a cell is a basic unit of life, that means that everything as regards to life revolves around cell. Now, I also want you to know that there is what we call the zones of life. It is divided into three. The first is the vibrant zone. The second is the tired zone or the weak zone. Third is the sick or dirt zone. Now, what is this vibrant zone? This vibrant zone ranges from age 0 to 25 years of age. For any person who is between age 0 to 25 is tagged in this vibrant zone. Now, what does this vibrant zone entails? It means that this particular age range have the cells that can reproduce in trillions and die in billions. Now, the medical name or the scientific name that we use in representing what cell death, we call it apoptosis. Now, the ability for this cell to reproduce is called mitosis, where they are able to divide, replicate themselves. Now, for these particular people who are between age 0 to 25, they reproduce their cells in trillions and loses their cells in billions. Now, we now have the tired zone. In this tired zone ranges from age 25 to 50 years. If you're in this tired zone, you reproduce your cells in billions and lose your cells in millions. Now we have the sick or the death zone. In this zone, it ranges from age 51 and above. There is something I want you to understand. People who are between age 0 to 25, which is the vibrant zone, you will notice that anytime they sustain injury, the injury goes instantly. It doesn't take time. Blood clots instantly. But if you are age 50 and above, the rate at which wound healing occurs slows down. Why? Because the rate at which you reproduce new cells are in thousands and you lose cells in hundreds. So, having gotten a knowledge or a little understanding of these zones of life, now let's transition into what plant stem cells are and what they do in the human stem cell anytime you take them. This plant stem cell, remember that plant stem cells are different from the human stem cell. Anytime you take a plant stem cell, what do they do? These are some of the questions that is being raised anytime you take plant stem cell. Now, let me tell you what they do. In the moment you take a plant stem cell, it goes straight into your own body, goes to the locations, your organs that produces your own human stem cell. Now, once it gets there, it reawakens your own human stem cell so that they'll be able to function very well. In as much as I talked about the stem cells, those zones of life and all of that, we also have active cells and we also have inactive cells. Active cells are those cells that have the capacity to function at their optimum. They allow the inflow and outflow of chemicals, but inactive stem cells don't have that ability. So what happens when you take in these stem cells? Once they go in, they go straight to your cells, give life to those inactive cells, reawaken them and bring them back to life. And those that cannot function very well, it kills them off. Then those that are active, it gives them the power to replicate, duplicate themselves again, so that they'll be able to spread around the body. By so doing, you will see that you live healthily. Now, one of the major issues that happens anytime you fall sick is because your cells are not functioning properly on a cellular level, and you reflect, or you are a manifestation of the exact functionality of the cell or at the cellular level. So having this in mind, I want you to understand that once your cells are intact, you are intact. So your cells need food. What do? Feed them. One of the ways with which you can actually feed your cells is supplementation therapy. And recall that I talked about the plant stem cells. We've been able to make into formulations these plant stem cells. Now, in the formulation, they become the stem cell dietary supplements. And one of them, which is the best, is Faforlife. The uniqueness of this Faforlife is that it has the ability to replicate, repair, replace, restore, and rejuvenate. This is the capping of all. It also has the ability to carry out what we call hematopoiesis, the ability to boost blood. It also has the ability to stimulate your immunity to bulk up. So by so doing, you see yourself becoming energized. Finally, I want you to never underestimate the power of staying healthy, because health is the greatest wealth. Thank you.